And Akhiru Zaman is not the end of the world. Akhiru Zaman is first of all the end of history. History culminates with the final and conclusive triumph of truth over all rivals. Washington could do what they want, they can't prevent it. The truth must triumph. And that triumph of truth over all rivals, of justice over monstrous lies and oppression, that triumph will come, Islam says, when the son of Mary, Nabi Isa alayhi salam, returns. That is the end of history. After that, no one knows how long. Don't ask me, I don't know. Will come the end of the world. And when the end of the world comes, and the mountains would be like pieces of cotton wool, and on that day the earth is going to speak, and all the secrets will be revealed. And on that day this material reality will be transformed into something new, something different. A new world will come, and we will emerge in a new form. Innakum lafi khalqin jadid, says Allah. That is the end of the world. Qiyamah. And then the resurrection. And then judgment. But this is not taught in universities now anymore. I don't know why. It's not taught in universities anymore. But we are concerned with the end of history. And we say from our perspective, our eschatology, that history is going to end with the whole world coming under the rule of one rule. How did we know that? Where did we get that knowledge? That all of mankind have to be brought together as one society, one world. That's what Islam says, not the Washington Post, Islam. And all of mankind will come under the rule of one rule. One people will rule the world at the end of history. And that one people will rule the world so that one man will emerge. And Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam described him to us. And you know it. 1400 years ago, but we're too busy eating roti canai. He described to us that man who at the end of history will rule the world, or rather would attempt to rule the world. He said he would be a Jew. Does that make him an anti-Semitic? Is this anti-Semitism? No. Nabi Muhammad spoke. He said he would be a Jew. He would be a young man. He would be powerfully built. And he would have curls, and I always thought it meant curly hair. Until an Egyptian came to me and said, no shake. It is the curls that the Orthodox Jews have at the side of the head. That is what the Prophet is talking about. So it's good to listen to your students. Sometimes you learn from them. So he would be a young man, he'd be powerfully built, he'd have curls, the Orthodox Jews' curls. And he would declare from Jerusalem, I am the Messiah. So wherever you are in the world, listen, you got to explain to them the subject of the Messiah. You got to explain to them, and my lectures will help you, that there is the true Messiah. And he came as the son of a virgin mother, and he declared that he was the Messiah, but they said, no, you're not the Messiah. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ هَذَا. You're a bastard. You cannot be the Messiah. Why? Because your mother was not married. What they did not know, and you and I know, is that Allah caused the virgin to give birth to a baby boy. And so they said, no, you cannot be the Messiah. And then they said, he must die for this declaration of his, and they forced the hand of the Roman government and so on. And when they saw him die on the cross, before their very eyes, said, no, you can't be the Messiah, because the Messiah has to rule the world. And you're dead. You can't be the Messiah. We have to explain to the world what Allah says in the Quran. Number one, no, they did not crucify him. Number two, no, they did not kill him. Number three, Allah made it appear like that. Number four, Allah took his soul and made it appear that he died, that he was killed. He took his soul. And number five, that Allah raised him. These are the five things. There's a book of mine at the back, which most of you should have read by now, because it's available both in English and Bahasa. Jerusalem in the Quran. It is my bestseller. And in that book there's a chapter on this subject. So he did not die. But Allah says, "Ba'da'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut." Every soul must taste death. So he has to come back. One day he's coming back. But Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam explained that before he comes back, they are waiting for the Messiah because they rejected him. We are waiting for the Messiah to come back. The Christians are waiting for the Son of Mary to come back. They don't call him Messiah anymore. He's God. But the Jews say he was not the Messiah. And the Jews say, since Allah made a promise to send the Messiah, that promise must be kept. So they're waiting for the Messiah to come. And Islamic eschatology, more than any other eschatology in the world, explains that Allah is going to send a false Messiah. And that false Messiah is going to make all efforts to impersonate the true Messiah and to eventually rule the world from Jerusalem, ruling over all of mankind. That, unfortunately, also includes Russia. So you understand where we're heading now? That also includes Russia, if you have to rule the whole world. And that also includes China. That's bad news for them. And when he rules the world from Jerusalem, I don't think there'll be many people still alive by that time. In order to get there, he would have caused the destruction of 90% of mankind to reach there. But he has a PhD in deception. And he's known as Dajjal, the false Messiah. Islamic eschatology tells us a lot about Dajjal. But most of it could not be understood, could not be interpreted until events had unfolded in the world. And it is because those events have now unfolded and are still unfolding, that the scholar who devotes attention to the subject, you have to study politics, you have to study economics, you got to master monetary economics, you got to study banking if you want to penetrate this subject, young man. You got to study history and the philosophy of history. You've got to study comparative religion. The Torah must be studied. The Quran must be studied. And you have to have the proper methodology to study. And then you'll be able to see the dots being put together, bringing the dots together to understand. I began Jerusalem in the Quran with these questions. Is it by accident that 2,000 years after Allah expelled the Jews from the Holy Land? The Holy Land is not Makkah and Medina. The Holy Land is where the state of Israel is now squatting. That's the Holy Land, Palestine. Is it by accident that 2,000 years after Allah expelled the Jews from the Holy Land, put a ban on them that they could never return, until Gog and Magog are released, and they spread out in all directions, that today, after 2,000 years, the Jews are back in the Holy Land, and they have reclaimed it as their own? Is this by accident? If this is not by accident, then tell me what it is that explains it. We have our explanation. What is yours? Our explanation is that Dajjal is on his way to eventually arriving at the culmination of his mission of ruling the world from Jerusalem. 2,000 years after Allah destroyed the holy state of Israel, He sent a Babylonian army to destroy it. And then He sent a Roman army to destroy it. And if you read Surah Al-Isra, at the beginning of Surah Al-Isra, there are important lessons in political history. Political history at the beginning of Surah Al-Isra. 2,000 years after the holy state of Israel was destroyed, a state of Israel now exists. Is it by accident? Or is there an explanation for it? Shall we ask the New York Times for the explanation? Or what about CNN? Tell me, what is your explanation? Ask the universities. They are the bastions of knowledge. What is your explanation? Or is it just by accident? Israel was born just yesterday, 1948. And in this brief span of time, Israel now controls what you call the parliament, they call it the Congress, of the ruling state in the world, the United States of America. Every American politician knows that. The Zionists control Congress. You can't succeed as a politician in the United States if you criticize Israel. You're finished. Israel today is a superpower. Israel possesses nuclear weapons, thermonuclear weapons. Israel can destroy Europe. And Israel is now poised to replace the United States of America as the next ruling state in the world. Is this happening by accident? I want you to go and ask them this question. Don't just sit down and listen to my lectures and say, MashaAllah, and then go home and sleep. Go out there and ask them these questions. Is this happening by accident? And tell them, if all of this can be by accident, well then, a cow can also jump over the moon. Is that scholarship? This is our answer. Eschatology. We say that all of this is taking place because Dajjal, Al-Masih al-Dajjal, is on his way to culminate his mission of ruling the world from Jerusalem.